Hi Puget Sound depth chargers. In light of this situation that we're in, we're going to make the best of a bad situation. So welcome to our first virtual dive club meeting. Sit back, make sure you have your favorite beverage in hand, and enjoy the following video. Before we get started with the following video, I do want to make one announcement. Because of our stay-at-home order, I know a lot of us are feeling very down in the dumps and frustrated. Governor Inslee has said that yes, we need to stay at home. However, he has also said that we need to get out, take care of our physical and our mental health. And as divers, we both know the best way to do that is to go scuba diving, 2 birds with 1 stone. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, you are still allowed to go diving. According to the CDC and according to Washington State's coronavirus updated webpage, scuba diving is not on the list of restricted activities. As long as you are maintaining proper social distancing, proper hygiene, and you're not diving outside of your limits, diving is still a safe sport to conduct. So make sure that your equipment is in proper working order, your tanks are filled, and you go out and you dive with inside your limits to keep yourself sane during these crazy times. I want to let everyone know that Reef Seekers in Puyallup, Washington has some awesome service things going on right now. They're currently running 5 to 7 day turnaround times on all of their service. That includes tanks, regulators, BCs, and suits. So if you don't want to be without your equipment for too long, now would be the time to bring your equipment to Reef Seekers and they can get you taken care of fairly quickly. Another really cool thing that Reef Seekers is currently doing is they are offering all virtual no contact classes for certain specialty courses that don't require dives, such as nitrox. So if you need your nitrox certification, or if you're interested in becoming a eco diver or any of those other certifications that would be kind of fun to take. Some of them don't require dives at all, which means you can do the e-learning at home and set up for 1 to 2 Zoom meetings from the comfort of your own couch. So if you're looking for ways to stay busy during this stay-at-home order, or you're looking for some new skills to pick up, call Reef Seekers and they will be able to get you taken care of. And don't forget to make sure that your gear is in proper working order every single time you go to dive.
Hey Depth Charger Club meeting members and Reef Seekers, this is Mike Conforti. I am the Pacific Northwest sales rep for Oceanic. Tonight we're going to discuss some of the key products in the lineup. We're going to talk about the Oceanic Excursion, the Oceanic Hera. We're going to talk about the couple computers. We're going to talk about the Pro Plus 4, the PPX, and the amazing Bluetooth 4.0 technology that is used in those computers. I'm going to talk about some of the programs, some of the history about Oceanic, how it all started, and give you a little bit of information about myself as well. So I wish I could have been there tonight to do this in person. However, with everything going on with COVID, I was unable to make that happen. And when things get better and restrictions get lifted, I'm going to reschedule this meeting. I'll bring up the whole lineup. We can go over all the product in detail, answer any questions that you have. So until then, sit back, relax, and enjoy. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask Matt, Mark, or Hannah, and they will answer those for you. If they don't have the answers, they'll get them over to me, and I will get you your answers, okay? Thank you again, and enjoy. The history of Oceanic is very well documented. Basically, a gentleman by the name of Bob Hollis, who's a pioneer in the dive industry, started it back in 1972. Bob was an avid diver and loved photography, and he also had a mechanical engineering degree. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that Bob had a retail sporting goods store in Hayward, California called the Anchor Shack. Now, behind the Anchor Shack, he had a machine shop, and what he did was he started manufacturing underwater cameras and housing for strobe lights. Now, before long, divers were asking them to make them for him, and a successful mail order for this business began. So in 1972, when he opened up Oceanic, the Anchor Shack photo line was part of the 12 dozen products that he offered in that lineup. Now, 4 years later, in 1976, he acquired Farallon. Now, Farallon gave him a complete lineup of dive gear, including instrumentation. Now, Bob knew digital instrumentation as the key to the future of diving. We all know divers need to quickly and accurately calculate many variables, such as their depth, safe dive times, and and decompression requirements to avoid the vents. After the acquisition, Oceanic went to researching and developing radically new instrumentations. A lot of you that have been diving for a while, you might remember the Datamax. Now, the Datamax was made in 1981. The Datamax was the first mechanical depth gauge with automatic digital timer. This product was an instant hit and propelled Oceanic to the forefront of dive equipment suppliers. In the early 1980s, Oceanic continued to introduce new concepts. One of them was the electronic dive computer. Now, we all use electronic dive computers nowadays. I mean, it is pretty much a mandatory piece of equipment. So back in the 80s, this was, revolutionary. Divers can now have a wealth of information on their wrist at a moment's notice. They had their dive time and depth, descent rate, air consumption, nitrogen absorptions, and other essential information needed to dive safely right at their fingertips. Throughout the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, Oceanic had continued to innovate and develop products, just like our new flagship product, the Pro Plus X, utilizing Bluetooth 4.0 technology. So you can simply upload all your gases, alarms, utilities from your iOS or Android straight to your computer now. And when you're done with your dive, you can upload it back to your Android or iOS and take a look at your dive log and history. We offer dual algorithm. Dual algorithm provides divers the option to choose the decompression algorithm that best suits their diving needs without compromising safety. So those are just a couple of the products that over the years we have come out with that really put Oceanic to the forefront of diving in this industry. In 2017, Oceanic was acquired by Hewish Outdoors. Hewish Outdoors is a leader in connecting people with the best brands in dive. Oceanic will continue to develop the most innovative dive products and technologies in pursuit of advancing the dive industry, just like Bob Hollis wanted and did when he founded the company back in 1972. So that's just a little bit of the history of Oceanic that I wanted to share with you.
Throughout this video, you're going to see a series of 5 trivia questions. Get out a piece of paper, jot down what you think the answers are, and wait until the end to see if you got them all right. Ready for trivia question number 1? What is the difference between a steel scuba cylinder and an aluminum scuba cylinder?
So let's talk about some of our programs. But first, let me tell you about what we're doing to improve our human footprint. We have eliminated all package wrapping on our masks and rings. So any new shipments that go out the door will not contain any plastic on the masks or the regulators. So I just wanted to give you a heads up what we were doing. We have plans to do this across all the products of all of our lines, and to just give you kind of a heads up of what we were doing and what we were striving to do to lessen our environmental impact. So let's get into some of the programs. The first program I want to discuss is the Parts for Life program. The Parts for Life program is a program where if you buy your regulator or octo from Oceanic, we're going to give you your service kits, no charge for the life of the regulator. We have a 2-year service interval, so every 2 years you need to have that regulator service. The first stage, second stage, and octo service kits could run you about $85 if you were to buy these and not be on the program. So $85 in your pocket every time you have to have a service. You will pay for labor, but when you bring that regulator and you get serviced from Reef Seekers, they'll go ahead and give you your service kits at no charge. And it's one way of saying thank you for choosing Oceanic, and we want to take care of you on the service kit side of things. So let's talk about this for a second. So $85 in your pocket, you get that thing serviced 6 times, that's $510. $510 would get you into a new Delta 5 EDX. The EDX is a overbalanced diaphragm that's environmentally sealed. That regulator will read the same if you have 3000 psi or 300 psi if you're at 30 feet. Your worker breathing is going to be the same on that regulator. It's environmentally sealed, so I don't have to worry about water contaminants getting inside of it. It's a diaphragm, so it's a really good regulator. The second thing is that it has a MyFlex hose on it, so it helps prevent the jaw fatigue. It comes standard with the MyFlex. It goes into a second stage. There's a heat exchanger on the first and the second stage for improved cold water performance, which is really important for us in the Pacific Northwest. The second stage is pneumatically balanced. It's an all-metal valve on the inside. It's user adjustable, and it's lightweight. It has a really comfortable mouthpiece. It's an orthodontic mouthpiece. It has a mechanical purge, so you're not going to be going through those rubber purge covers. Definitely one of my favorite regulators. Again, $510, and make sure you guys mark and take a look at that regulator. So back on the parts for life. So you can say, hey Mike, listen, I get 200 dives in a year. I know I'm going to have this regulator serviced more than once every 2 years. So what we ask is that you bring your regulator in once a year to have bench checked and visually inspected. Whether you're dropping off tanks or going to check out new gear or whatever the case is, it's very quick to have your regulator bench checked and to see what the IP is and the cracking effort and for them to do a visual on it. If they say, hey, listen, this regulator needs to be serviced, we're still going to give you those service kits at no charge. So 6 times having a service, the regulator pays for itself. So next time when you go to buy a regulator, number one, ask, what's the service interval? Is it yearly? Is it every 2 years? Do they have a parts for life program? If not, and you have a yearly service interval, I mean, you're spending $85 a year, to have that thing serviced plus your labor. Now you're talking $100+ after labor and kids. And third of all, what are the features and benefits of the regulator? The second program I want to tell you about was the trade-in trade-up program. The trade-in trade-up program allows you to receive 20% off retail pricing when you trade in your old DC regulator or computer. Now, it does not have to be an Oceanic product, an old product. It can be any manufacturer, working or non-working. You simply take in that DC regulator or computer into market Reef Seekers and you say, hey, I want to get into that new Excursion, I want to get into that new Era, or I like that PPX computer, I want to get into that Delta 5, they're going to be 20% off. So now that $510 regulator turns into $400, that $600 BC turns into a $480 BC, that $1,000 PPX turns into an $800 computer. So the program's a great program. If you buy the regulators off the program, you still get the Parts for Life program as well. So they work hand in hand together. And so I just wanted to make sure you knew about those programs. If you have any questions on them, please don't hesitate to ask Mark or Hannah. If they don't have the answers, they'll get them over to me, and I'll get the answers for you as well. Hope you enjoyed this little segment about the programs that Oceanic has to offer.
Please help me in congratulating Mark Berryhill, Seth Berryhill, John Gilbert, and Michelle Gilbert. These 4 students had an awesome time during their February and March open water class. All 4 of them successfully completed all of the requirements, and all of them have been out diving since. They had some tough times with weather during February, but they stuck it out and have made some phenomenal divers. I hope you get a chance to congratulate them at our next face-to-face club meeting and give them a warm welcome into our dive club. Trivia question?
I'm going to talk about the Oceanic Excursion BC. The Oceanic Excursion BC is our top-of-the-line rear inflation bladder BC that provides up to 58 pounds of lift. Now, this BC is one of my favorite BCs. I use this for local cold water diving. I use this for travel. I use this for warm water diving. I can literally use this in all different types of scenarios that I'm diving, whether it be recreational or technical. The air bladder is made out of our patented Bioplex material, which I'll discuss in a little bit. The air bladder tucks away really nicely really nice and neat behind you. Up front, there's nothing but a contoured harness straps and a couple of integrated weight pockets, so you're uncluttered, you're unencumbered, and looking good. Again, this PC is great for both recreational and the technical side. It's fully rich, it's feature rich. I mean, there's basically everything that you need on here. Attachment points all over the place, and I'm going to go through some of these with you right now. So as I said before, the rear inflation bladder provides up to 58 pounds of lift in this air cell. I'll go over the BioFlex material here in a little bit. We offer our QLR4 weight system, and our QLR4 weight system, basically what we did was we put a track system to help guide the pockets on the inside now, once the pockets are loaded. And before, in prior models, whenever you push one of these in, if you've ever used one before, and you push, and it's always pushing on the side. What we decided to do is we put some D-rings right here. So now when you're wearing this, you hold on to this D-ring, you have the weights loaded, and you have your weight pocket gliding through the system. So it will look like something like this. Click, and you can hear it. It doesn't move on you, it doesn't shift. So it's very nice and convenient. You have a D-ring on this side and a D-ring on this side as well to help load the pockets. Next to the pockets, you have some really generous zippered utility pockets with a nylon mesh material on the inside. You have a nice little D-ring for an attachment point, and there's grommets on the bottom to help quick dry the pockets on the pockets for you as well. Again, it's going to be on the same side on the left side. Nice big utility pocket, another D-ring, knife mounts, or grommet holes for whatever you want for retractors or whatever the case is. There's grommets on the bottom, again on this side as well for quick dry. So we have our pre-bent stainless steel welded D-rings. You have two on the right side, you're going to have one on the left. Okay. There's a roll neoprene neck collar to give you an extra comfort for if you're doing that warm water diving. Typically there's a standard Reliant inflator on here, but what I do is I put my air excess. The air excess, in my opinion, is the way to go. I love having my Octo built into my inflator. I think it's really convenient. It's one less hose. It's more streamlined for me. I know exactly where it's at. If someone's going to come up to me if they're in an emergency situation, they're going to grab the regulator out of my mouth. When they grab the regulator out of my mouth, I know I'm going straight to my air excess, and I'm going to go ahead and abort the dive. So we offer at the time of purchase of the BC, you have the option to add an air excess at that time. Normally these sell at $234.95. If you buy it with the BC as a install, you're going to go ahead and get that at $174.95. So if you're in the market for a new BC, also think about your alternate inflator with your built-in Octo. So there's also our patented depth compensating cummerbund. So you have a nice cummerbund on here that's adjustable on the back side, and also adjusts for you as you descend and ascend the dive. So it helps keep it in place for you, so it stretches. You have a padded cummerbund here for you, to give you a little bit more extra support in that lumbar area. And there's also a nice big carry handle on the back side right here for you as well to help carry it easy around. You're going to have a OPV on the right shoulder, also on the left, either on the Reliant or your air excess. And on the back of it, you're going to have another one on your lower left if you're inverted. There's a nice big tank cradle to help stabilize the BC. You have, again, your two 5-pound non-dump pockets on your cam band, and then you have your valve choker for you to help keep your tank in place as well. There's also D-rings on the side, so if you want to stage a bottle or anything like that, you can do that. There's a D-ring on your armpit, one on the side, and then there's also D-rings on the bottom of the system as well for more attachment points. So as you can see, this PC is very feature rich. Now, getting into the BioFlex material, you can say, hey Mike, this looks a little bit different. You know, this PC is really streamlined and really nice, low profile. How can you get 58 pounds of lift out of this PC? So basically what we did was we used our wear force material, and it's a living fabric is what they call it. So when it gets wet, it expands up to 30%. So with that in mind, compared to conventional nylon or polyurethane BC materials, the idea behind that is if the material can stretch while remaining airtight, you can make smaller air cells, creating less bulk and drag underwater while achieving high volumes of lift when required on the surface. And that's what we did with the BioFlex. So we can get up to 58 pounds of lift in our BioFlex vacuum plate excursion PC. And that is the Oceanic Excursion. So
join me in wishing these club members a very happy birthday. We're sorry that we missed the April birthdays, and we hope that celebrating this month makes up for it. Make sure to stop by the shop for your special treat. We hope you had a wonderful day, and make sure to keep living your best life.
Alright, so the next BC I'm going to talk about is the Oceanic Hera BC. The Oceanic Hera BC is designed for ladies, by ladies. What we did was we took a 300 person survey of divers, instructors, and our Oceanic dealers and said, what would you like to see in a BC? And with those results we came up with the Oceanic Hera. Essentially, what they were looking for was a BC to fit you. Not a scaled down male BC. You're looking for a BC that's comfortable, contoured in all the right places, but one that doesn't sacrifice features or functionality. We heard that you wanted a BC that's travel friendly, yet rugged enough and packing the lift capacity required for all daily local diving. And finally, looking for something with a little style. Preferably not just big swatches of purple or pink, but just a nice little hint of just female class. So essentially, we came up with the Oceanic Hera. There's a lot of features on this BC that I'm going to go into detail about. The first one being the adjustable positioning system. Now the adjustable positioning system, let's get down here a little bit, is a very neat feature. So essentially, I push this down and I can adjust it to contour to my body. Simply lock it in place. It's on the right side and on the left side. So it's no more going to be tight in areas where you don't want it tight. You can actually make it fit how you want it to fit. You don't have to sacrifice the fit of the BC. The next thing that we did was ladies asked for a little bit more padding. So we put a little bit more padding in the lumbar support, also in the back area, and on the side panels. We put a depth compensating cover button on the BC. It's adjustable on the back side over here. So you can adjust this to fit your body. And we put the QLR4 weight pockets on here as well. So now again, you have your QLR4 weight pockets. You have the D-ring to help load it with the improved track system. So if my weight pocket's loaded, I go ahead and put it in, grab my D-ring, put it in place, lock it, and I hear it snap into place. Very nice sized utility pockets on the side. There's grommet holes on the bottom for quick drying. Knife mounts on the side here for you. And also on the right hand side you have your QLR4 weight system and a pocket with knife mounts if you prefer on this side. There's stainless steel D-rings throughout the entire system. You have one on the lower right and one on the lower left. And you also have D-rings on the top, on the shoulder, on the right side and on the left side. There's an adjustable sternum strap to position it to where you want it, fit on your body. And there's also a rolled neoprene neck cover. Now it comes standard with our Reliant inflator. Our Reliant and standard inflator is your standard inflator. like the previous model that we were talking about in the Excursion, I always recommend upgrading it to the Air Access. I like the Air Access because, again, it's my octo and my inflator all in one. If somebody's having an emergency and they're freaking out underwater, what are they going to do? A lot of times the regulator's in your mouth. They're going to go ahead and pull that regulator out of your mouth. Now when I have that, now I can just simply know where my Air Access is and go ahead and put it in my mouth and for it to dive. This is a hybrid BC. So a hybrid BC means that you get both back inflate and jacket, your traditional jacket style inflate. Now what happens is when I'm diving and I have the air in the BC, the air goes to the back, which helps me trim out. Now when I'm sitting on the surface and I'm sitting forward, this air with these panels pushes the air to the side panels, which helps me sit up and down on the surface a little bit easier than pushing me forward on the traditional back mount. There's a nice carry handle on the back here for you. You got two 5-pound non-dump pockets on the trim. If you want to add another cam band, to put 2 cam bands on here, there's slots for you to go ahead and do that. Also has a nice tank valve tank holder for you as well. And that is the Oceanic Era BC.
Trivia question number 3. What, or where should I say, in the United States is the most popular travel destination for scuba diving? Trivia question number 4. Does sound travel faster or slower underwater? Trivia question number 5. According to the US Navy dive tables, what is the maximum bottom time at 100 feet before a diver would go into decompression tables?
Alright, so now I'm going to go into the DiverLog Plus app. The DiverLog Plus app is that blue app that you see in the bottom with the diver looking up in the blue background. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that app. And I'm going to add a Pro Plus 4 to my device list right now. Okay, so you see these bottom little menu systems. If I go to my computer looking icon and press add new device, I'm going to make sure my computer's turned on. I'm going to do this on a Pro Plus 4 today. I'm going to hit start. And it's going to scan for computers. You can see how quickly that popped up. So now I'm going to connect to the Pro Plus 4. And on my Pro Plus 4 itself, I'm going to get a screen that says BT pair. After I get that, I'm going to get a 4-digit code. That 4-digit code that popped up on my display on my Pro Plus 4 is 5622. I'm going to go ahead and pair it. Device was added successfully. So now I can go into my Pro Plus 4. I can check for latest firmware. It tells me what my version's up to date. I can go into my references, take a look at the owner's manual and the quick reference guide. I can go back, and the cool thing is I'm going to go into the settings. I can adjust my time, and I see an alarm menu, a gas menu, and utility menu. And what's really cool about this is it's set up the same exact way that it is in the computer. So if I go into my alarms, every alarm menu option that's on the computer itself is right here on the display, all in one screen for me. So I don't have to toggle through every little menu and make sure I have this set, that set, this set, that set. I could take a look at it from a glance. So I could turn my audible alarm on or off, my max depth, if the boat captain said, hey, I don't want you guys going below 80 feet. I have my elapsed dive time, my dive time remaining, my max tissue loading bar graph, my turnaround pressure, my ending pressure, and I can edit any one of these. So once I'm done with my alarms, I can go ahead and go into my gases. Let's say I wanted to change this and I'm diving 32. Off for right now. Basically, if I leave this on and I don't program my computer on my second dive on my surface interval, it's going to default to 50% as a safety protocol. I leave mine off. Algorithm, DSAT or Z+. I can match the profile of my dive buddy. Say he's using an Aqualung or a Sunto computer, I can change this to the Z+ to have a more comparable algorithm. If I'm diving on a liverboard for 5 days and I'm diving multiple times a day with 100 feet or less, I'm going to leave mine on DSAT. It's going to give me a little bit more bottom time on my third, fourth, and fifth day diving. But say I'm that weekend warrior diver and I dive once or twice on the weekends, and I got dive deep and dive in cold water. I'm going to have a longer surface interval. I don't mind. I'm going to dive on Z+ because it's going to give me a little bit more bottom time if I'm just diving that 1 or 2 dives on the weekend. So what's really nice is I can really customize the diving algorithm, the algorithm to my diving profile. I have a safety stop time minutes, so I can change that from 3 to 5. My depth, where I want to do my safety stop at, and backlight duration. Again, remember this is going to also suck up your battery juice if you have it on for 15 seconds. I keep mine normally on 5. And my dive sampling rate. So I really wanted to focus in on my buoyancy. I can set this to 2 seconds for one dive and really take a look at my buoyancy and see how my buoyancy characteristics are, and see if maybe I need to take a continued buoyancy perfection class. Otherwise, I'm going to leave it on 60 seconds, maybe even 30. So once I have everything programmed to what I want, I simply hit this top right Bluetooth. It's going to scan for the devices. My Pro Plus 4 pops up connecting to the device, as you can see. If my whole family had a 4.0 series or PPX computer, I can have them all on my computer, on my 4.0 app and my Diverlog Plus app, and have them all on here and upload them all at the same time, which is really nice. Again, the perks of this is being able to see all of your alarms, utilities, gases all in one screen instead of having to keep scrolling through the menus on the computer itself. It is simple to do, but I like having this. It's a little bit nicer of a feature. Now after my dive, I can go into my logbook. I can go ahead and hit the top right plus icon. I'm going to hit Bluetooth. It's going to scan for devices. I would hit the Pro Plus 4. This is my sample Pro Plus 4. I don't have any dives on this computer. But if I did, a whole list of dives would pop up. And right now it's reading the device settings. It's going to tell me there's no profile. So, but if I did, a list would accumulate something looking like that. I can scroll down and find my dive that I wanted to take a look at. My number 1 would be my last dive, and I would say, okay, let's go into, I don't know, whatever dive, and I can take a look at my dive, and I can move this anywhere I want. At that time, at 24 feet, I was 28 minutes into my dive. It was 55 degrees. I had 1965 psi left, and at that time I had 52 minutes left on my gas time remaining, which is pretty cool. I can rate the dive from 1 to 5 stars. I can share it, so I can share it on Facebook. I can send a text message. I can send an email. I can send it to anybody that I want, add to my friends, add it to Dropbox, however I wanted to share that. That I was diving with reef seekers today, and this is how my dive was, or in the club. Find out more information: the dive date, the dive time, the max depth, elapsed dive time, surface interval, the temperature. I could add whatever buddies were on the dive, photos, any videos. I could sign off on it if if my instructor wanted to sign off on it for me. I can add whatever video pictures I wanted as well. So it's very powerful. I can take a look. Another cool thing is I can go to my tanks and take a look where I started, where I ended. If I was diving multiple gases tanks, I can take a look at those on that dive. And add any videos or anything like that. So I can go in here. If I had it on that 2 second sampling rate, I can really take a look at my buoyancy as well, and see if maybe I should take a continued education course on my buoyancy skills. So I just wanted to share the Bluetooth 4.0 Diver Log Plus app with you all, because I think it's a very powerful tool, very resourceful for the iOS or Android. Again, you get to look at all your utilities, gases, and alarms set on one screen. Very easy to use, and yeah, so
Okay, do you have your trivia questions ready in front of you? Here are the answers. Trivia question number 1 answer is: a steel tank will have a rounded bottom and an aluminum tank will have a flat bottom. Your trivia question answer number 2: the international dive flag is a blue and white dive flag with a little triangle cutout. The answer for trivia question number 3: the most popular or most traveled to dive location in the United States is the Florida Keys. Number 4, the answer is sound travels faster. It actually travels 4 times faster underwater than it does on land. And the very last one: a diver can spend 22 minutes at 100 feet before going into decompression tables. How did you guys do? Let us know in the comments. If we were together as a club, I'd say give a big round of a hand for Oceanic. So I'd like you to take a second and thank our Oceanic rep for taking time out of his day to make those videos for us so that we could have this fantastic video together. I want to thank you all for watching and for supporting us during this time of craziness. I hope to all see you in June, and if not, you can look forward to another one of these videos. I hope you all are being safe while you go diving, staying sane during this time, and staying healthy. Have a great day, and make sure to keep living your best life and blowing bubbles. Bye, depth chargers. Until next time.